As a 28-year-old, taking out a loan can compromise the lifestyle I lead. How can you quantify the benefit of buying a house and taking out a loan at my age?
Great question, Sam, and it's one we get a lot quite frequently, and looking at it as well from my friends as well. Obviously, at a young age, you do want to do those things in terms of going out and seeing friends, going to nice cafes, traveling, all those sort of things. But eventually, you do need to work out what's going to be more important to you. Is it maintaining that lifestyle and continuing to do those things, or getting into property and hopefully getting a foot into the property ladder and getting some growth for a long-term benefit? I think it comes down to your personal objectives and what you really want out of the longer term and longer term picture. And if that's the case, it's probably important to sit down with someone and really understand that long-term view of where you want to be, build a strategy, put that in place, and then obviously start the journey from there. Now, if that means that you still want to go out for a few years or for the next foreseeable future and then pick it up at a later stage, that's entirely up to you. It's neither not right nor wrong. But what we would suggest is when you are looking to do it, sit down and really understand what that end game looks like and work backwards from there. Put a plan in place, start budgeting, manage your costs associated towards your expenses and lifestyle expenses, and then work backwards from there. Put something in place, and then budget accordingly.
So Marshall, does it mean that if you get a mortgage, you lose your lifestyle?
Certainly not. Look, so you can still have a mortgage and still maintain a lifestyle. It's about understanding what your budget is and what you can afford, or what you'd like to be able to afford, and then purchasing for something that will fit in that price bracket. So by getting in and having a mortgage doesn't mean you're going to be eating sayos and tuna for the rest of your life. You can still get in if it's something affordable, and still budget for those things like getaways every couple of years. Budget for the new car that you might need if your current car is not working. It's more about understanding those things up front, putting them in the plan, and then working backwards from there. So it doesn't mean you're going to miss out. It just means that you need to look a bit longer term than probably the next 6 to 12 months, put them in the budget, and then go from there.
So Marshall, there's I guess one of the issues as well is affordability, because at the moment real estate is expensive, and I guess that's where people think that it's going to compromise their lifestyle. So there's lots of ways of getting into property. For younger, more lifestyle focused people, what's a way where you can do both?
Yeah, so great question. So look, there is a way, and they call it rentvesting. Whereas you rent where you want to live and you buy where you can afford. So that might mean you still rent in the suburb that you want to live in and get the lifestyle benefits you want, but you buy something in a suburb that may be in your price bracket in terms of a deposit and how much you want to pay per month. That way you do get both, because you obviously still maintain a lifestyle, but you're getting in the property market. You're getting obviously a return on that property, and so long as you are choosing that asset properly in terms of capital growth potential and doing your research, arguably you can have both and still be in a similar position than if you just bought in and out suburb and lived in it yourself. Look, we've run the numbers internally in terms of the difference between rent vesting and purchasing. In the wash, they don't really differentiate too much over 30 years. So it's another way of getting in, but still maintaining a lifestyle.
And I guess one of the other positives of rent vesting is that if you do hold on to it until retirement, you've got some passive income.
Exactly right. And look, as I mentioned before, it is working out where you want to be in that retirement phase and what type of assets and how many or how much do you need to be able to live that lifestyle you want when you retire. And getting your foot in the door with property earlier, the long-term growth prospects of property, as you can see if you do your own research over the last 30 years, has always been strong. That doesn't mean you don't have downturns. It means in general it always goes up. So if you still maintain the properties and keep them, at the end of the day, you've got a nice passive income that you can retire on.
Okay, great. Thanks, Marshall.
We look forward to receiving your questions, and you can post your questions either on our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, or you can private message us on Facebook. Send through your questions, and we look forward to answering them.